Om, namaste, welcome. Today I want to talk to you about the difference between consciousness and awareness, because I don't think a lot of people know that there's a difference. I didn't know that there was a difference. I always thought that when people spoke of awareness, it had to do with like pure awareness or God, or that presence within you that cannot be tainted. And I also thought that consciousness was the same thing. It was just another word for it. I was listening to Nisargadatta Maharaj, who was an ancient ascended master from India today. And I heard something interesting about how you could see consciousness as something that needs something else to exist. So for example, I am conscious of me doing this video right now. You would say that that is consciousness, because there's two things. We all are conscious of our life when we're living our life. Now, awareness doesn't need a relationship to exist. It can just be. It's exactly it. It just is. It is what is allowing everything to exist. And then from that level of existence, it's being funneled into different forms, different beings, different objects, different energies, emotions, thoughts, planets, people, animals, cars, phones. It's literally the backdrop. Awareness is the backdrop of everything. It's the canvas on which consciousness is allowed to draw itself, to play out whatever it wants to play out. So you could say that awareness is a subtler level of where creating comes from, and then consciousness is the actual creation. And when we say I am, we are focusing on our consciousness. We're realizing that there is something that is funneling a presence within us that is allowing us to be, to exist as the form we believe we are. The problem with that is that we're still under the illusion that we are a singular entity, that we are a person, that we have problems, that we are male or female, or how old we are, that we need to follow certain rules. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we need that to exist in this world. But we're limited by what we believe we are. If you're a male, you're limited to being a male. You can't be a female. If you're a dog, then you're living through the rules of what it means to be a dog, or a car, or a planet. And the interesting part about being a human is we have the capability of seeing through our consciousness, seeing if we stay with the I am presence long enough. And this is what Jesus, I believe, was trying to say when he was saying, I am the way, the truth, and the light. He wasn't trying to say him as a body is the way, the truth, and the light. He was getting at the fact that if you rest in the presence of God or awareness and see that consciousness is an illusion, that consciousness still has rules and regulations depending on what level of consciousness you're on. If you see past that, then you realize that your very consciousness, your very limitations of who you think you are, will bring you to the Father, to Source, to presence, to awareness. And from there, you have no limitations. You have no suffering. You have no strife. Because you are seeing through the eyes of God. You're seeing how everything is a part of you. How you are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the creator and the creating. Right now we think we are the creating. So there's a half of us that we're not aware of. And pure awareness, seeing ourselves as pure awareness, through pure awareness, makes us realize that every sliver of creation is a sliver of the whole, which is the I am that I am, the eternal now, which is constantly changing and shifting. So there really isn't a death. There's only a death to the level of consciousness that you are, because every object, every form must die because it was born. But the canvas in which everything is born and dies, or God, can't die. Because it's like the minute an artist doesn't have paper to draw on, it's no longer an artist. It needs a canvas, it needs a space in which to create. So creator and creation go hand in hand. It's kind of like that silly question of what came first, the egg or the chicken. What I'm trying to get at is they both came first. Because you can't have a reference point of what a chicken is if you don't have an egg. And you can't have a reference point of what an egg is if you don't have a chicken. And likewise, God can't realize itself if it doesn't have a form in which it can play as if it doesn't realize itself, and vice versa. So that's where we come in. We have to be that form that realizes what I am that I am means. And once you realize that I am that I am the way, the truth, and the light, like Jesus said, life is seen from a place of purity, a place of unconditional love and radical forgiveness and supreme harmony, nirvana, which means cessation, which means everything just is still, everything stops. You see everything moving because the world constantly changes, but yet you realize that it's not moving because it's all one. And what problem can touch you at that point? What demon can even entice you? Because you even see demons as an illusion. You see your form as an illusion. You see your life as an illusion. And it's radical. I've only caught glimpses of it here and there and stayed in it for a couple hours. But even the fact that I'm saying that I am something that is staying in it is a lie, because how can I stay in something when I am everything? When the I am that I am is everything, the minute I say I am in it, I'm insinuating that I wasn't in it, which is where the fall of man happened, when we forgot that we are already all that is, because we thought our mind, eating from the tree of good and evil, made us fall into concept, made us fall into sin, which is to miss what is already here, to miss the mark. So to become sinless is to no longer fall into the trap that there's something that has to be done. And this is tricky because your ego will use that and say, there's nothing that has to be done, so then that means I can just do whatever the hell I want. And from that level of consciousness, it's not going to work. It's a certain path that grace has to take us on to a point where we're ready to hatch. And once we hatch, everything will be revealed to us. The truth shall set you free. Much love. Namaste. Till next time. Peace.